All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Troop 2020 podcast. Today we have a very special guest. I'd like to welcome Brian Blake. Say hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Okay, very cool. So this is a Week 6 exclusive sponsored by Apex. This will be every day at 3 o'clock until 3:30. Because Troop 2020 has been an interesting troop at this camp for its entire history, so I think it's a good time to start out with the camp director talking about his experience with our troop. So, I'm going to hand it over to him of any funny stories that you have of... Actually, first let me introduce some other Troop 2020 members. I'm Joshua Prignano. I am the SPL. Next to me I have the ASPL, Ian Nevelos. Ian, say hi.
Hello.
And we have two adult leaders here, so let's let them say hi. Alrighty. Now, Brian, give us some stories, and we'll just go from there.
What kind of stories would you like, Josh?
Give us a mix of some funny stories and some stories about Troop 2020 that were, like, I don't know if they were helpful or not.
So, I know some things about Troop 2020. I know that you famously love to eat sand when playing volleyball against the staff.
We would be reporting the score of today's game. However, it got rained out. So everyone make sure that tomorrow you're listening for the scores because the counselors will actually be eating sand.
So, historically speaking, in my experience, you've just eaten a lot of sand.
Not true.
It's not true. Tyler eats a lot of things. That is not at all representative of the staff as a whole. But yes, you guys are an interesting lot. You've had people on staff, many of whom worked down here at Apex. A lot less dank was their time in Apex, but still. Yes. You know, you guys are doing a lot of things. Some of them off the top of my head are eating sand, and eating sand.
Wow, okay, that's no sense.
That's not a funny story.
And destroying you at lumberjack games.
Oh, yeah.
Two-time champions at Lumberjack games, by the way, going for a third this year.
You guys do play lumberjack games very, very well.
We take it very seriously.
Yes, you do. More serious than I've seen anybody ever do it ever, and that says more about you than it does about anybody else.
I actually have a funny story here with you, Brian. I don't know if you remember last year, the pickled egg eating contest between you and Mason Janowski.
I don't remember that actually at all.
Well, just to let the camp know, that did happen. There was also a log throwing contest.
I remember the caber toss. I do remember I got a lot of height, but not a lot of distance.
I still have a video of that.
It went very high, but not very far.
So Troop 2020 does have a history in beating you in Lumberjack games.
That is true.
And pickled egg eating contests.
That is true. Ooh, you should try, actually, Jenner's pickled eggs this week are spicy.
Okay,
I think he soaked the pickled eggs into like hot peppers this week. So not only are they pickled, they're also spicy. That's very nice.
So round 2.
Are we looking at a round 2 here, Brian, this year?
Sure. Definitely round 2.
All right.
Problem is we're low on eggs, so I hope that John refills because there's like 2 left today.
All right. So everyone here heard it. Lumberjack games, be on the watch out for Brian Blake and Mason Janowski eating as many spicy pickled eggs as they can get their hands on.
I'm gonna poop weird. Thanks, guys.
All right. Do you have any other interesting stories that you would have? Because you've been the director for a couple years. You've been at the camp for a couple years, so you've known a couple of Troop 2020 members. If you've had any run-in with our leaders, you've definitely had some run-ins with us. Any interesting stories just that you have, other than eating sand?
Not a lot of them come to mind. 2020 has had a large, I think, personality shift in the last few years. I remember when it was people like Mike Pizzetti was definitely the kind of face of your troop, and now it's you, which I like you, Josh. But it's definitely a different vibe. When I came back from COVID, I was like, wow, Troop 2020 is not what it used to be. It's not like good or bad. This is different. That's it.
We went from quantity and quality to just quality
Neither,
after
you
COVID.
mean.
What do you? We have some quality. We have some quality scouts here. I mean, well, we've had there was 6 Eagle Scouts this year.
Yeah.
Shout out to our own troop.
Congrats, guys. Welcome to the nest.
So, and we have a very small troop. I think we have 12 kids left. No, because 10. We have 10 because 2 just graduated. Technically.
So I hate to burst your bubble, but 10 kids is a medium to small troop now. There are a lot of units that are like, we can just barely make the minimum 5 to re-register. And so they have people on those files that are not active in the slightest. So 10 is more average, I think, than you think it is for size. You're just used to being big, but someone who's from a small troop, where our bust years are 6 people and our boom years are 12, you guys are actually just not half bad.
The peak of one of the golden age, the last golden age was when I was just joining a troop. I think we had maybe 50 people registered and 40 active.
Yeah, that's egregious. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's like insane.
That was pretty big. We'll make it back, hopefully, probably. Troop 2020 is on the comeback. I mean, again, 2-year champions looking for a 3rd for the Lumberjack Games. We're about and we're coming for the Spirit Shovel this year. I mean, last year the Spirit Shovel is actually in the Apex Lodge. I think it was the best Spirit Shovel made last year. Hand painted, took a lot of effort, and it would have been better if we were able to put a bed on it, Brian.
There are many rules, all of which have been made for a reason. Some of them were you.
I remember that. That was Thunderbird's week 1 2 years ago. They decided to tape, I think 12 bricks. They tied 12 bricks to the shovel and they put it in a wheelbarrow, and then the wheelbarrow broke.
Yeah, it was no masonry was the first rule. Then there was no bikes. No wheelbarrows. And then we just added rules after that because every time we see the shovel, it's a new. Actually, they set it on fire last week. That was cool. Strapped tiki torches to it.
Okay.
That was dope. And then they put it out with a water can.
Technically, we already did that. We burned the spirit shovel.
No. They gave it to us with lit tiki torches strapped to the thing.
That was pretty much like
That is like that's the coolest thing actually I've seen in a minute.
Except you gave
I mean, ours are on fire.
We have a special guest joining us, of course.
It's Rob.
With the Spirit Shovel of last year.
Yes.
Hello, I'm the Spirit Shovel from last year. What do you want to know? Wow, this Spirit Shovel, you're very loud. Yes, I am. I didn't. You didn't make as much noise last year. Yeah, it's 'cause I don't like you. Oh, well, that tracks. What are you here for? I'm here to make noise, right, Josh?
That's right, Spirit Shovel.
Yes, it is.
For the listeners at home, the Spirit Shovel is right in my ear.
It's where I like to be.
Can I just say, I'm sorry for burning you last year.
You'd better be! I was so tall! And now I'm not!
What happened to the handle? Why is the handle only like 1 foot long?
I couldn't afford a full one! I have very bad insurance!
Last year, we decided to do, along with painting the shovel, since last year the Oppenheimer movie came out, we decided to make it seem like we burned the shovel to ashes.
Actually, no, the paint job was sick, dog! I like being dripped out with this 2020 bling! That being said, the burning, no, I go to therapy about the burning.
Speaking of 2020 drip, how do you guys feel about us wearing our brand new shiny Class Bs to dinner every Tuesday? It's Thursday. Or Thursday, sorry.
I mean,
It is Tuesday. No, it's Tuesday's picture day.
today's Monday, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Every other year. Every year, apart from this one. It'll be Tuesday. This year is a special, very special year for our troop, and you will be able to see it. Oh. Not something related to the podcast.
Well,
Unrelated.
yes, you're right. I remember 2020 was supposed to be your year, and man, I could say that was the best summer ever. Was the year of the troop 2020?
Very funny, Brian.
I
Very
struck
funny.
a nerve. Yeah, you did. Oh, thank you, Mr. Shovel.
2020 was supposed to be a good year, but mishaps happen. We came back 2021, and we started our winning spree at the Lumberjack Games. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Lumberjack games, yeah!
Lumberjack Games, yeah.
Let's peek the mic.
Peek the mic. Listeners, plug your ears.
I peek the mic!
Now time for the sponsor, Moxie!
Oh, wait, where do we get the sponsorships? Hold on.
Special guest Rob, help us with the sponsorships.
I have a little bit of epoxy on my hand, but I'll hand me the mouse anyways.
Speaking of epoxy, give us some moxie.
Moxie, I love Moxie.
I love Moxie too!
Troop 2020 loves
Thank you,
moxie.
Shovel. We know, Shovel.
So I assume you want to play some ads. So you
yeah.
can go here and play ads now.
We'll be right back after this advertisement.
And when you're done, of course.
How do we turn the mic off?
And we are back. Welcome back, everybody.
Thank you, Josh!
Thank you very much for your show. Maxing out the Mac is fun. So, last year we had very high Troop 2020 participation in the History Day, and I know that was your kind of thing. What happened to that? Why is that not happening this year? I'd like to know.
Oh, so do you want the real answer?
Yes, we'd like to know.
Okay. So the real answer is that so we have a program here that is on kind of a rotation. So you don't do the same thing every single year because eventually it gets old and stale. You want to keep things fresh. And even though stuff is interesting, right? Well, everyone did it last year. So like, oh, I might do something this year. So we put stuff on a shelf to keep it fresh. So you're talking about my living history thing that I did last year. So over the last couple years, there's huge interest in 22. And it fell off sharply for 23. There was still interest, but it was a lot less than 22. So let's say, okay, let's shelve it. We'll bring it back 2026 for the 250th of the American Revolution and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And we'll do it again then. But right now we're going to put it back on the shelf, and we'll bring it back so what's old will be new again. Isn't that right, Shovel? I'm old! Yes, you are, Shovel. Yes, you are.
I remember the first year you did that, because you did it, 2 years in a row?
Correct.
You gave me, because I had my uniform, but then you gave me other stuff because you didn't like how it looked, and I looked like I was about to go to bed, yeah. It looked like I had like a cartoon sleeping hat on.
That's a soft cover. So the cartoon sleeping hat is just a stocking cap, and stocking caps are kind of ubiquitous. Yeah, so what I have is called a pokelem. The Dragoons had French soft covers or chapeau de forage, forage caps. They eventually would become the garrison caps that the BSA used to have. Those like long, thin ones. They would evolve into the garrison caps. But yeah. So I just gave you my soft cover. That's actually our Class B. When you're not wearing the helmet, we wore those.
Yes, because I am fifing. This year, so there's, I guess I was the one who started this. But no, actually, it might have been Curtis, who is, Troop 2020 is a very musical troop.
If anyone is tuned into the radio and has known of Troop 2020 and has come past years, you've definitely heard music coming from our campsite and on the parade field. Oh, we have some loons.
Sorry, all music in this building must be accompanied by loons.
I love the sound of loons. I mean, that's just a staple.
That's all we have here, the sound of loons every moment of every day. All we hear down here is loons.
This year, I'm glad to tell you that I've brought another very loud, annoying woodwind instrument.
Please share with the class.
It is a fife, but not a fife. It is from Basel, Switzerland. It is a piccolo in American term. Thank you. It is a piccolo in standard terms, but in Basel they call it a fife. And it is just a little bit quieter than a fife of that we have here. And I'm actually playing it I will actually be playing it during the Culture Day. You'll see me walking around on Wednesday because there's a tradition in Basel called Fastnacht, which is like Mardi Gras, but for Germans, with the alarm clocks going off.
Oh, it's time to get up. It's time to get up. The dream is over. You have to wake up.
Escape the fog.
Escape the fog. Brian.
Say the thing.
The fog is indeed coming. Well, actually, no. You should close your tent flaps because it means weather is coming. So close your tent flaps so everything stays dry. And head east up to the parade field. Report here to the parade field and check in. I was on the parade field once! Yeah, we know, Shovel. We know.
coming. Don Mary's rolling in.
Alrighty. Anyways, but you'll see that because in Basel, the Fosnacht thing, they actually do that. They start that carnival at 4 o'clock in the morning, where they'll play the same every like couple thousand fifers.
There's a 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's throughout the entire city. And for 48 hours straight, they just play music, drum and piccolo. And so I'll be doing that for probably 20 minutes before people start yelling at me. Maybe, or I'll do it throughout the day. So if anyone at camp hears a fife sounding instrument,
Come over to 8B.
come over to site 8B, join in either beating me up or dancing with me.
Dancing is the preferred way to
No,
do
it's
it.
not.
Now, Shovel, which would you say? Which would you say? I say we beat him up! We'll use shovels! Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, of course you did. Of course you want to use shovels. Yeah.
What was actually? So you said earlier they set the shovel on fire. What was another interesting spirit shovel they had this year? I'm actually kind of interested.
Strapped to a boat.
I'm sorry, what?
They put wheels on the boat. They then rolled the wheelboat in, and guess what was inside? You each get a guess as to what was inside the wheeled boat. No, the shovel was very visible. The
Pirate
shovel was
booty.
the mast. No, not pirate booty. That would have been funnier, though. No, you. Get a guess. Get a guess. Give me a guess. Give me a guess, lad. There's wheels in the boat. No, not Moxie. No, not bricks. It was Donald Crouch. Donald Crouch inside the boat.
Donald Crouch. What? Donald.
We sent him up the river.
Oh, great. I love Donald.
Isn't he, though?
He said sail for a bird.
Wait, so how
That might actually be the most creative thing I've heard ever for the spirit shovel. Putting Donald into a boat on top of the spirit shovel and wheeled him in, and then that must have been funny. That must have been really funny to see.
It was very funny because somebody else was saying that they were Donald Crouch. And I agreed with that other person. The other person looked nothing like Donald Crouch. We threw Donald back into the boat and covered him back up and hauled him off. It was great.
Now, Brian, I have a question for you. What is the funniest skit that you and the staff have performed, and what is the one that the funniest skit that the campers have performed?
I definitely know what funniest one the campers ever did. I don't think it was you guys.
Probably wasn't us.
He was Mickey Mouse. Mickey
I
Mouse.
think it was 660 who did that. Was it? Might have been.
I genuinely do not remember who it was,
I just remember
but Mickey Mouse.
Forget the Don Mary resurrection.
What?
I remember last year watching that, and I look over your head over heels as this is going on.
We were inconsolably laughing, and Josh Lambert goes, "That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in this reservation," and we all agreed.
Expecting that. And they were going to do Raisin Bread, and they replaced it with that, honestly.
Yeah, they knocked that out of the park. I can't remember the unit now. I do not remember the unit. I was just the funniest thing ever.
Let me strike you with some of the ideas that we had for this year's skit. Starting first and foremost, this comes from a lot of Troop 2020 people have roots in the Thunderbirds. Like they go to the Thunderbirds whoop, a lot. And if you've noticed around camp, those returning, Chip is gone. So we were thinking about making a Chip.
Dip DOS is indeed Dip Done.
We are thinking about making a sob story, a sob song, moreover, about Chip. Well, the lyrics aren't spoiled, but I'm throwing out the ideas to Brian to see how he's liking it. The other one is about
You know
Don
his son
Mary.
is right outside. You can always run it past Lucas.
The Don Mary resurrectionist is the other choice.
We will not be doing that one.
Yeah, let's not. Let's not. The beaver shall stay in the pond, as it were.
We will might do that Chip sob story one. That one, it would be very funny.
The Ballad of Chip Goss would be an amazing addition to any campfire. You have to have Lucas as part of the sketch.
Of course.
It'd be funny, though, if he didn't play his father.
That would be very funny. Yes, there's a...
Oh my gosh, Tommy.
Oh,
Wow, we have to cook.
Scarecrow.
the fog is coming, everybody. Open your tent flaps and head east.
Head Weast.
Join in loving embrace with Tony Peral. The fog is coming.
I want to know...
I want a loving embrace! Oh, Mr. Shovel, I forgot you were here. Everyone always does! Right, Josh?
Yes, I guess so, Mr. Shovel.
I'm so alone. Okay, you're gonna go away now. Thank you.
if anyone is listening, Moxie would be appreciated tomorrow for this podcast. Same time, 3 o'clock to 3:30. And you can join in on our podcast and talk about Troop 2020 or whatever is going on at the time.
And please come to our YouTube. It's Big Bjarny. Just letting you know.
And also our Twitch at Big Bjarny at twitch.tv.
We're very sorry, Tyler. I was gonna ask a question, but Big Bjarny took me off topic here.
He is the biggest Bjarny that I've ever met.
Oh, can you please tell us about your days with Big Bjarny, playing with him on, what is it, League of Legends? D&D playing days. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was fun. I was told that I can't sit next to a certain person, not Tyler, because we wouldn't do anything but just meme the entire time. No, not here. This isn't here. So I actually didn't really play with him at camp, mostly because I was always busy and I was like, I could stay up late playing a game of D&D that goes nowhere, or I can just go to bed. And man, that second one sounds great. So yeah, no, it was great. I never wanted to be part of the plot. I just wanted to mess everything up. I just had fun doing my own thing. So there was the game quests and there's Brian's quests. Brian's quest was usually inverse to whatever and in the opposite direction of the game's quest. Much to Tyler's chagrin. Oh, no. I wasn't going to kill everybody. I was going to derail the game. We're going to go kill a wizard? Nope. We're going to go buy a sack of potatoes. Why? Because it's way funnier if whatever this character is tries to haggle for money.
So you say you played D&D for a time.
Yeah, I played a lot of tabletop games and stuff, actually.
Okay, I have two questions. One, what was one of your favorite characters that you played? And two, what was like one of the funniest moments ever that you guys ever had in an adventure?
Oh god, there's a lot of funny moments. Probably my favorite character that we played was some brilliant man on the internet, man, woman, team of people really, reskinned 5e to be Star Wars. So the D&D Star Wars, the 5e reskin is really, really good. It flows very well. And I played a smuggler named Sig. I was a Rhodian smuggler. Well, at least that's how I've always started. And then I ended up as an aggressive New Jersey. And it was... We were looking for space wizards. Space wizards! With the swords and oh no, you don't get me going to space wizards, oh no. And Sig was a coward. The only weapon I had was a holdout pistol. And all of the spells, which were like tech abilities, were all hiding, force fields, and running away easier. Because Sig was a massive coward. And that was the best thing. But similar to characters that you just want to see interact with the environment. Oh yeah, we get to go to a space Red Lobster, get the cheddar space biscuits. Cheddar space biscuits. I'm getting a call from Pine Pendleton. Excuse me. Hi, Pine.
All right, while Brian is back,
There are clips of him online playing D&D if you watch.
Blizzards! Thank you, Pine. Thank you so much for the information that you've given me.
I think
Good night.
Pine is... Hello, Pine. I think he's watching. He's listening.
is he listening?
Pine's always listening.
Pine is always listening. Anyways, Brian, I'm going to ask you one or two more questions before we go. One of these questions was, I know that you used to be a theater kid. What was your
What gave it away?
What was your favorite play or favorite moment or anything memorable from your theater days in high school?
Oh, yo. So, my senior year of high school, we had a lot of very strong guys in the theater department, so we did Spam-A-Lot, the Monty Python stage play. It was the best time. I played the Black Knight, and I'll leave you with this anecdote, and then I will leave. So we played the Black Knight, and if you were cultured, you've seen Monty Python. But for all you uncultured swines out there in Radioland, the Black Knight is supposed to lose all of his limbs and still want to fight. Like, arms get chopped off, legs get chopped off, and he's like, I'll bite you, right? So I had this. So the way that we got the costumes was what you do is you would rent out costumes and props and stuff, and they would be shipped to you from school to school based on like whoever did the play last would send it back to the company would like fix stuff, they would send it out again, and I don't think mine was fixed. So there was this awful wire rig that was hidden under the cape for the Black Knight, and what you would do is you would like almost Spider-Man-esque, you would like pull a cord in your hand, and it would disengage this massive arm, this like fake armor arm, and the wires would keep it attached to your pauldron. You would let it go, and the arm would fall off, and you would just slip your arm underneath the cloak. And it never worked. This POS never, ever, ever worked. It was jammed. It was stuck. It never worked. So I just kind of like kept my upper arms against my chest, so that like, and I kind of only used my arms from the elbows down, so I could lose them and not have them fall out. Right. Well, opening night, guess what decides it wants to work? So my buddy Austin hits me in the arm, and I just go to, like, with a simple flick of my arm, I was going to let the first one go. And it comes the musical beat of whomp, right? So he hits me, the tuba goes whomp, I go to flick my arm, and the wire system that I had never used in the 3 months that we had been using costumes decided it wants to engage. So we go whomp, and I look down, and it's still on my arm. I flick it again, and the guy who's in the pit goes whomp. Whomp! Whomp! It takes multiple times before the pauldron actually flies across the stage. And then I just look at Austin. And then we couldn't look at each other because we were both laughing so hard. Because every single time, it never worked. But the one time it needed to, it does! And that's probably the best part of that show, was the armor decides to work for once. The costume worked when it didn't have to.
Well, I just want to thank you for your time, Brian. This is all the time we have for the True 2020 podcast. Once again, thank you for being here. We will be back tomorrow from 3 to 3:30 with another special guest of whoever we decide last minute to get here, unless it's an important person that we have to ask ahead of time. I am going to give it back to Mr. Apex.
Can I say goodbye?
Yes, everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. We enjoy everyone's loon calls. If you see 4 Troop 2020 kids running up to play wiffle ball at the stadium, don't be alarmed. Thank you.
Don't be afraid to tackle them.
Be back same time tomorrow.
All right, goodbye.